Digging through stories you wouldn't believe. Cold case trails and courtroom scenes. Whispers from the grave and media dreams. Truth is stranger, hearts beat faster. In the shadows of a news disaster. Scrolling deep where secrets hide. You found the stories time won't deny. Headstones and headlines, the tales collide. Justice and mystery, side by side. From backwoods crimes to breaking news lines, you shine a light where the silence lies. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Small town rumors and urban fear, a voice for the lost who can't speak here. Through every name, through every case, you hold the truth in a steady place. Cameras roll but justice lingers. Truth unravels through careful fingers. You tell the story, speak their names in a world that's quick to look away. Headstones and headlines, the tales collide. Justice and mystery, side by side. From backwoods crimes to great night trials, you trace the echoes through every mile. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Some run from the dark, you walk right in with a question and a camera lens. It's not just a crime, it's the lives they led. The voice is still talking from the books unread. Headstones and headlines, the veil is thin. Truth gets louder when you begin. With every view, with every line, you bring the forgotten back to life. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Yeah, headstones and headlines, you tell the stories that time can't hide.
Hey everyone, happy Friday. I hope everyone is having a good day. I see there's only one of you here. I don't know who it is, but thanks for being here. Um, I get it, drama sells, and unfortunately, I need to schedule my live streams around other people who talk the drama because if there's drama going on, people don't care about true crime. So I need to figure out a way to take myself away from that side of YouTube, I guess, because I I think it's all stupid. I think it's all stupid. But we are here to talk about what happened in Hong Kong a couple of days ago. And when I first saw it, I really thought that it was a still photo from a movie. It just looked so surreal and so terrifying. And then to find out that no, this is real. There are 7 buildings on fire. It I just can't imagine what that must feel like. So we're going to talk about Hong Kong, and then I have a couple of other stories, if time allows, that we will get to. One is about a cow that escaped his trailer on an interstate and refused to be captured. And gosh, I don't remember what the heck the other one was about. Oh, here. Um, there was a story about this dad who I'm not really sure what he was thinking, but he took his young children on a nightmare hike. And then there's a local case to me in Saratoga Springs that this woman was killed in her apartment. The killer staged the, I guess, the scene, and they have never been caught. So that is what we are going to talk about. And I see there's a couple of you here, so don't be shy. Say hello. I don't know. I might just cancel this live. I mean, this is why I hadn't been live in so long. And there's that channel that's exposing me, making fun of my numbers. It's true. No one cares about true crime. And, earlier I heard Sinner talk about, I was in and out, so I didn't hear who it was, but he was talking about someone who had their 3-year anniversary and only like 60 people showed up. No one shows up to my lives. So maybe Sinner should be talking about my channel. I can see you now, lunatic. Yes. I can see you now. Thanks for being here. And Kit had talked about it, gosh, maybe a couple of weeks ago. She was doing a live stream, and I think she only had like 2 people, and the person on panel was one of them, and she kind of was thinking about the same thing, like, what's the point? What's the point? It's a lot of work to put these things together, and then to have no one show up. It's, what's the word? Not disappointing. Like, it almost makes you feel defeated. Because if I was here talking shit about nonsense or elevated truth or all that other dumb shit, I would have a lot of people watching me. Hey, Marie, thanks for being here. And it's the truth. It's absolutely the truth. But I do go in chats and I make jokes and I ask questions and things like that. But at the end of the day, all of this is so stupid. So stupid. There are hundreds of people missing because their buildings caught on fire and there was no way out. But people would rather talk about Brittany J calling Sinner babe. Like, who the fuck cares? Who cares? Hey, Rhonda, how are you? I'm new, not much of a chatter, and sick of all the crap going down. Me too. And that's why I didn't go live for a really long time. I think it was over 2 weeks I didn't go live because it was just defeating. I put these stories together, and don't get me wrong, those of you who do join me and who are here to support me, I appreciate you more than you know, because without you, I would be talking to myself, kind of like what I do when I teach. Usually I'm teaching myself things because no one's paying attention. And I always tell the kids, I know this. So if no one's going to be listening to me, then I'll just wait until someone is ready to hear what I have to say. So anyways, I'm going to get off the soapbox. It's sad. And if that exposed channel is watching right now, which they probably are because it seems like they're checking my page every chance they get. You're right. I have 6 people watching right now because I'm talking about a story about humanity. But if I had on my thumbnail, let me think of something clever. Babes in Toyland, and I had like images of certain creators on there, I'd have like 100 people in here, most likely. Maybe not, but I probably would. I don't know, maybe that's a good thing to experiment with. Maybe my next thumbnail is going to be Babes in Toyland. That was also a very good movie. Thanks, Rhonda, for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Welcome to the Stoners. Marie said, I heard a story yesterday. I will share it with you. I was just really busy with Thanksgiving and traveling. Yeah. And I hope everyone did have a good Thanksgiving. Mine was good. Well, the morning. So, for those of you who are new, like Rhonda, I foster kittens, and I have this, it's kind of like, it's plastic on the bottom, but then it's like mesh on the top and on the sides. And then there's two doors that, you zip open. So then, whatever. Anyways, a few weeks ago, they had escaped, and I thought it was my fault. And at that point, they weren't very friendly. So I had to retrap two of them. One of them I was able to get to put back in, but then the fourth one was very elusive and refused to go in. Well, finally, she got hungry enough and she walked right in. Well, yesterday I heard weird noises, and I was like, what is going on? So I go to the room where they're at, and they're all out of their enclosure again. I said, well, I know it's not my fault this time because I have been meticulous in checking more than once that I've zipped it up all the way. Well, anyways, I let them hang out until this morning. They were all hungry, so they all just walked right in to get their breakfast. So I said, well, now that I know that I can get them to all go in because they're hungry, I'm going to let them out for 30 to 45 minutes, and I'm just going to let them run around the room, and then they have to go back in their enclosure. So I did post on my community page, I did post a photo of Manchichi. I was trying to get him to just look at me so I could send his foster mommy, I'm his foster mom, his adoptive mommy, a photo. I send her a photo every day because he was very sick, and he's thankfully feeling much better, and he goes home on Sunday. So it was just, he had his tongue out. It looks funny. So I just did, caption this. And then hopefully the other three are adopted soon as well. And then I always say I wait until summer, but then there's always kittens outside my house or a cat that needs help, and I have more cats. So anyways, enough about that. Let me add this. So I have, let me see, I took notes. So 1, 2, 3, I have four different clips about what is happening in Hong Kong, which is the deadliest fire in, some are saying the history of Hong Kong, but others are saying in 60, I think they said 60 years, because they did have another fire that was deadly, but it wasn't the sheer magnitude of people who are deceased. Not just before, probably 2 hours ago, I think the death toll was at 128 with at least 200 missing. So it's really bad. It's like they have a sign. It's like the cats have a sign outside that are like, come here. Speaking of, I need to add a picture. My Ring cam went off for motion last night. So I looked, there were these two huge raccoons outside. I had put this mackerel that I had left over from when I was trapping these kittens. I was like, I need to get this out of the house. So I gave the outside cats that I feed the mackerel. Well, I don't know if they actually got it because these two raccoons come and I see them out there digging at the dishes I had the fish in. But man, they were huge. Like, I thought the raccoons from Raccoon Saloon were big. These guys were big. I'm like, holy cow. And I hadn't seen them in a while. So anyways, I'm getting distracted with the animals. So let's take a look. This first clip is a timeline that I was able to find, and it kind of goes through when the fire started, as things progressed. I mean, when I saw this story, the fire had already been burning for about 16 hours, and it was like this image right here. It's like the scene from a movie. It does not look real. And the thumbnail that I used for this, same thing, like all but one building burned. I mean, and it wasn't just a small fire. One firefighter, as far as I know, just one firefighter did lose their life in trying to fight this fire, and the death toll right now stands at 128. But I will check that before we end for today. And there's no closed captioning. That's nice. So, and then that's the other thing I was going to say is the firefighters, they were only able to get so high with their water ladders. And so the top floors, there wasn't really anything they could do because their apparatus didn't go that high. And they did their best. You know, a lot of footage that I saw, you know, the locals were angry because the firefighters weren't doing more. But because these buildings had been under renovations, I believe they said since 2022, maybe it was 2023, there was debris just falling. So it wasn't safe for firefighters to go into the buildings. I mean, it was just an inferno. Oh, so I was way off. It was July 2024. I'm not sure why I had 2022 or 2023 in my head. But just and to be honest, I'm actually surprised that the buildings did not just collapse. And you can see like the debris, the scaffolding, like stuff falling. So that was a couple of hours later. So Hong Kong Fire Services upgrades the fire to a number 4 alarm. It does end up being a number 5 alarm, which is the highest that Hong Kong has. But this just crazy. And as we know, so the first casualty figures were 4 dead, at least 3 injured. Currently, there are 128. Actually, let me check that. I'll just check that right now. Hong Kong. Okay, so as of this was 7 hours ago, the death toll rose to 128. There were I believe there were 70 something injured and hundreds still missing. $4,500 people were known to live between the eight high towers. And again, a scene that looks like it's from a movie, that it's not real. What noise that makes.
目前為止，消防處處長評估佢哋係有足夠人手同埋能力係控制同埋撲滅嘅。
And that's what I forgot to mention. 3 of the contractors that were responsible for the executives, I should say, 3 executives with the company that had the responsibility of renovating these buildings have been arrested because they used bamboo scaffolding, and I don't know what the green stuff is called, like those green sheets, that were not up to the fire code. So I'm wondering if more will be arrested, but at this point, 3 executives have been arrested and charged with manslaughter. I know it, Rhonda. And I think too, like back to, let's see, where's Rhonda's comment? I don't like living in apartments for this reason, so scary. And I think of, like the World Trade Center. If you were above where the planes hit and you weren't able to get out, I mean, you were trapped. Same here. I mean, this fire just the materials being used in the renovation is what caused the fire to spread so fast. That and the fact that the buildings were so close together, the embers were just jumping from one building to the next. And I do have a clip we're going to watch. The last clip we're going to watch is from a young girl who lived in one of these buildings, and she states that the fire alarms never sounded. So that too may be a cause for the death toll, because that green stuff they had on the side of the buildings covered up the windows of the apartment. So according to this girl, their windows had all been boarded, like there were boards over the windows, so they weren't able to see outside to see what was happening around them. She actually had to go out of the building to see what was happening. I feel like that in itself is not safe. You can't see anything around you. I don't know. It's no way. It looks like a dystopian novel. I think of Divergent, or gosh, there was another one. But you just think of the dystopian books where this is what the cities look like. All right, so that is just the kind of timeline summary of what happened. and this says status of 200 unclear after deadly fire. So that's scary that there are that many people still unaccounted for. But hopefully it is because they escaped with none of their belongings. They left their phones behind. It was a mad dash to get to safety. And so hopefully most of those unaccounted for are okay. They're just not able to be communicated with at this point. Oh, wait, this looks like what I used for my thumbnail. Now that I look at it. And you can see here is one of the fire ladders, and this is as far as it goes. I mean, so all of these upper floors were they just had to let it burn. It's heartbreaking. Heartbreaking.
It's Hong Kong's worst fire in decades. The scale of destruction staggering. As rescue teams search the charred towers for survivors, people are lining up at a community center to identify photographs of the victims.
Just recognize some picture is in maybe my body's of my dad.
I can't imagine having to do that after something so horrific, and then having to go and identify your loved ones.
For 2 days, firefighters have been working around the clock to control the massive flames. Video showed the flames spreading up 32 stories.
32 stories, and there's the
from
debris
one
just
building
falling
to the next with no warning. This man told NBC News that his parents got out safely, but the building caught fire very fast. With dozens still unaccounted for, the death toll, which now stands at 128, is likely to edge even higher. The 8 towers, home to nearly 5,000 residents, many of them now at temporary.
There were 8 total buildings. Hey, Ocean Tide, how are you? 8 total buildings. All but one were completely engulfed in fire. And I don't know how that one building managed to not be engulfed, but it wasn't. Maybe it was where it was and the wind, like where the wind was going, how it was. And I tried to find, let me see if I can find, I actually did find because I was curious about the floor plans, and there were 8 apartments on each floor. And I was trying to see like what it looked like before. So let's see. Let me see if I can find the name of the building. So the name of the building was, oh, it says more arrests were made on this article. Okay, so it was in nearly 80 years the worst fire in Hong Kong. They have okay, so actually let me share this quick. This is an update from Reuters. So Hong Kong Tower fire toll rises to 128, more arrests made. And I had said I thought they might be doing more arrests, and they have. So Hong Kong's anti-graft body on Friday said it had arrested 8 people in connection with a fire that ripped through a high-rise apartment complex, killing at least 128 people, with 200 still missing in the city's worst fire in nearly 80 years. Authorities said they had concluded rescue operations at the Wang Fuk Court complex in the northern district of Tai Po, but warned the death toll may still rise. So 8 people have now been arrested, and that's what I was looking for. Wang Fuk Court. So copy, paste. Let's go to Google Maps. Maybe they will have what it looked like before. There it is. All right, so let's see. My God, these buildings are so tall. Let me see if I can go down this road. Okay, so this, like I said, it's hard because these buildings are so tall, but you can see where there's 1, 2, 3. Looks like there's one back there. It wouldn't let me go in here. This must be like a parking garage or something. So if I go back to here, here are the buildings right here. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they make like this U shape. And it wouldn't let me go through that. I went up this road, it wouldn't let me go further. So, I mean, they're pretty close together. I wish there was something closer that I could. I wonder if I click, let me click on this thing. Oh no, there's, holy shit. Those are really freaking tall. Okay, so you can kind of get the idea. But 7 of those were completely engulfed. Do they know? Ocean Tide, they're still investigating, but they believe that they know what building it started in, and they believe it started somehow with the bamboo scaffolding. KCG says, are there cage homes in the fire? I don't know what that means. Cage homes? Hey, Grandma Sherry, how are you?
Shelters, clinging to pets and the few belongings they could take. I feel very touched by these things, she says, of the donations and relief funds pouring in. Investigators are piecing together how the blaze could have spread so quickly, homing in on polystyrene boards used during a renovation.
Polystyrene. Okay, that's the first I've heard that. So let me look up oh, there it is. Polystyrene boards. Okay, I don't want to buy them. I want to know what they are. Oh, here it is. What is polystyrene board used for? Polystyrene can be used for a myriad of things, from insulating coolers and cold storage, props for theme parks and movie sets, flotation for pontoons and marinas. Oh, so it's like the cart, like that. It's not really styrofoam. Is that what it is? It says, even when the polystyrene has been shaped into a sheet, its versatility is still quite extensive, especially in the building industry. Disadvantages are it does not biodegrade. What states have banned? Okay, so in 2021, Maine and Vermont have banned the use of polystyrene for anything. In 2020, New York passed a ban that took effect on January 1st, 2022, while New Jersey passed a ban that took effect on May 4th, 2022. In 2021, Colorado passed a ban that took effect on January 1st, 2024. I did not realize that it was banned in New York State. I learned something new. So I can see how that would, with a fire, like just, I mean, you see plastic melt.
As likely fueling it, the intense heat causing construction netting and bamboo scaffolding to also burn. 3 men from a construction company have been arrested on suspicion of manslaughter for allegedly using building materials that may have been unsafe.
亦都包括咗咧
Hong Kong security chief saying today they can't rule out the possibility that more bodies will be found. With the fire now mostly out, there is growing anger and despair as the hope of finding survivors is fading. Officials haven't yet determined what started the blaze, but they say those foam boards, which had been put over the windows during the renovations, may have helped accelerate the flames. This disaster has stunned people across Hong Kong, and donations from around the world are now pouring in for the families who've lost everything. Hallie?
Janice, thank you.
So sad. Like, look at that. Hey, Burden, how are you? Let's see, let me get over to the other screen. I feel like the statements of styrofoam being placed in the windows seemed really strange. Me too. Like, all of the windows had been covered up. I mean, in essence, they were living in darkness. I mean, they might have, well, yeah, and then they had that green netting stuff. I don't even know what that is. But as of now, 8 people have been arrested and 128 have been confirmed dead. Oh, and this says more arrests, so we're going to get more info on that.
To Hong Kong next, where firefighters have found dozens more bodies as they continue to search a high-rise complex which was engulfed by a huge fire. At least 128 people are known to have died, with many more.
Let me see. What is that green stuff called? Let me see. What? Green. No. Oh, here. No, I don't think that's what it is. It says it's calling it hydroseeding, but I don't think that's not what I want to know. Does anybody know what that green stuff is called? Like that they had on that's hanging here? I mean, it's just, I know construction, they use it a lot in construction, but I don't know what it's called.
Or still unaccounted for. Anti-corruption officers have arrested 8 people in connection with renovation work taking place at the complex. From Hong Kong, our Asia correspondent Helen Ann Smith reports.
What do you do? How do you spend your time when you've just lost everything you have? It is the unhappy dilemma for thousands today in Hong Kong. The silence was heavy as the families were let out from identifying their dead. A grim procession of grief. There are still an unknown number lying somewhere in there. Out here, the weight is unbearable. We meet Mr. Law, whose elderly parents lived 27 floors up. He knows they are probably dead.
They're my mum and dad. Why wouldn't I want to find them? I pray they're still alive. But even if they're dead, I just want to know the news. Just let me know if they're really gone. Then I won't be so nervous and panicked. I haven't been able to sleep at all, and I can't eat.
He has a question for Hong Kong's leader.
I want to ask John Lee, what are you actually doing? All you did was wander around and hold press conferences. What about us? I have no way of making inquiries.
There are more people here today than...
So Grandma Sherry said it's safety netting to prevent debris falling during renovations. Got it. So, let's see. What is that made out of? Plastic, I would assume, right? Let's see, I just Googled it. Polyethylene or nylon. So it says fire-rated construction safety netting is typically made from knitted polyethylene that has been treated with fire retardant additives. And I had seen on one of the earlier clips that they believed that the netting was not treated with fire retardant additives, and that's also why the fire spread so quickly. So I guess we'll find out soon enough, but it's really sad. Pamela, thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Welcome to the Stoners. Burden, are you still getting snow? Yes, but we aren't getting as much as they said, but it is still snowing. So I don't think we're going to get much more, but they said until tomorrow. I think we've probably got, I don't know. It's hard to tell because it kind of melted like on the walkways and stuff, but maybe an inch, give or take. And it was supposed to start around 1 a.m. yesterday, but it started early. It started snowing at like 7 o'clock yesterday. But thankfully, because we were in the 4 to 7 range. It was 2 to 4, then it was 4 to 7, and thankfully I don't think we're going to get that much. I know, how sad, left waiting, fear of the worst, but trying to hold on to hope, all while receiving little to no answers. And I just, I don't know much about the government in Hong Kong, yet, giving the benefit of the doubt, I don't know how you would organize. I mean, it has to be a great challenge to get things in order and get things organized. You're, I don't know, like I don't think you prepare for that. But I understand this, this man's frustration where he knows his parents are probably dead, yet at the same time, he's getting no answers. Usually they'll have like a reunification center or a number that you can call to report your loved one missing, or lists that you could check to see if they've been found, are they in the hospital, etc. Yeah, I hadn't realized that certain states had banned that. What was it? Polystyrene? No, I don't remember. Polystyrene, yeah. Grandma says we have snow forecast for Sunday, Central Virginia by the Blue Ridge Mountains. Interesting. Yeah, I agree. Having the windows boarded is scary and unsafe, but in some ways I would be more panicked if I could see and knew there was no way to escape. So sad. That's true. It's kind of like a catch-22. Oh yeah, I saw it. I mean, I actually drove out west last weekend. I was looking for pennies. I won't be driving that far west again. I think I found 6. The stores were way too organized and way too clean. But anyways, on the thruway, I saw like the billboard saying winter weather advisory. Something about travel, like travel safely or something. And I was like, what? We're supposed to get snow? So when I got home, I checked and I was like, yep, sure enough. So I actually have a video that I'm putting together. Some of the, I don't know, just some of the like highway parts, like the exit ramps are so cool. Like it goes right through the mountain. So I'm going to put those together. Oh my gosh, really, Grandma? I'll have to go, maybe I'll go to Twitter and check that out. I saw a video on X where a guy's dog helped him out through the smoke. Let me go right now. let's see. I try not to go to Twitter, but sometimes I go there and I see, let's see. Well, I don't know if this is true or not. This is off topic, but Eminem and his daughter cleared $700,000 in school lunch debt across 103 schools, making sure children never go hungry. I don't know if that is a true story, but if it is, that is incredible. I will have to fact check that later. Hong Kong. Oh gosh, I don't even want to watch that. That's one thing I don't think of, you know, all the animals that may have been there. Okay, that one isn't what I want. It says that this one guy was fighting to go back in to get his dog, but they wouldn't let him. Maybe if I Google it, I'll be able to find it better. Let's see. Man in Hong Kong. To safety. Oh, here it is. Nope. Nope. So, oh, here it is. Hong Kong elderly man, right here. New York Post. Oh no, this is about. This one says, dog saves retiree from, okay, so from narrowly, let me share this. Dog saves retiree from narrowly being killed in raging Hong Kong fire that's left at least 128 dead. An elderly man who lives in the Hong Kong high-rise where a horrific fire killed more than 120 people narrowly escaped the blaze because his dog demanded a well-timed walk. Sang, a retiree in his 70s, was returning from a stroll with his small breed pup at around 3 p.m. Wednesday when he spotted smoke rising from the Wang Fu Court housing complex where he lives with his wife and daughter. Oh my God. I saw a lot of smoke and flames. When I tried to go back upstairs, the firefighters had already blocked the way and were telling everyone to leave. Okay, so firefighters were able to get in and tell people to get out. The raging inferno then ripped through the 32-story building, killing at least 128 people and hospitalizing more than 70 in Hong Kong's deadliest fire in decades. Sang said he feels lucky enough that his wife and daughter were not at home at the time and that his pup needed to go out at the life-saving moment. A sweet photo shows Sang feeding his fortunate furball a snack on a bench near the site of the fire as the adorable dog wears an orange hooded getup. On Friday, 200 people were unaccounted for as authorities scrambled to identify victims and firefighters put out still smoldering chunks of the tower in the city's Tai Po section. Only 39 victims have been identified, with many of the bodies badly burned, and police now plan to use DNA testing to help put names to bodies. Sang, who is temporarily homeless, said he plans to live with a friend while he finds a longer-term home. Another 8 people involved in the tower's renovation were arrested, according to the 3 who were busted earlier this week. The inferno spread quickly from building to building as foam panels and bamboo scaffolding covered in netting apparently installed by the construction company caught fire. Okay, well, I don't think that was the story that... I wish there was a watch history. Okay, thanks, Grandma. So let me see if I can... that one was a good story. Let me see if I can find... Maybe it's the way I'm searching, and I just stopped sharing by accident. Okay, so even Google has about the all right, let me try searching it differently. Dog walks man through. Okay, so according to Google, a dog did not walk a man through smoke in a recent Hong Kong fire. Rather, there are two separate, heart-wrenching stories related to the devastating blaze. In one instance, a retiree narrowly escaped because his dog insisted on a walk, which happened to be just before the fire broke out. In the other, a different man was forced to leave his dog behind when police prevented him from re-entering his burning apartment building, leading to him expressing devastation and fear for his pet's safety, as reported by the New York Post and the BBC. And then they have a video. Google has a video of a Hong Kong resident describing his experience fleeing the fire and leaving his dog behind. I'm not going to watch that because that's going to make me really sad. Even more sad than I am. So there we go. That's why I couldn't find it. All right, so let me reshare this because I accidentally unshared it.
Needy, spanning all ages. But there is a new wariness too, a sense they're on heightened alert. The key focus here is, of course, the plight of the survivors, and there is still this terrible grief, but there is a sense too that the mood is slightly shifting. There's a tension, an anxiety, even an anger, a quiet belief that perhaps Hong Kong's system has let its people down. There is fury aimed at the construction firm accused of cutting corners, but they are not the only target. Many here insist the authorities also batted away their
Look at
concerns.
that one building for whatever. So I'm thinking, and I could be wrong, but I'm thinking that it's possible the fire started in this building and the wind took it in the other direction. It took it around this way because this is the building at the end.
Just listen to the levels of distrust.
I know, Grandma. It seems like someone probably did post that, but the stories were being intertwined. As of today, I believe they had said the fire is out in 4 of the buildings, but 3 of them continue to smolder.
There are many ongoing renovation projects. There have been problems with the building for decades, and the government knows it. In every case, there are criticisms, but the criticisms are always suppressed.
Do you believe that corruption has been involved here?
Absolutely.
Tensions boiled over amongst volunteers too. Some groups linked to the Beijing-backed government, accused of seizing control and the credit. In Hong Kong of old, there would likely have been vigils held here. But after China cracked down on democracy, now even grief cannot gather en masse.
That's so sad.
What's happening here is a human disaster, but the fallout could well be political. Helen Ann Smith, Sky News in Hong Kong.
So sad, and it probably will become political, and it should be about, what could be done differently. And I mean, kudos for arresting those construction executives in charge. But what about policy changes and things like that. So this last clip is from this young girl lived in one of the towers, and she claims that the fire alarm never went off in her building. And I thought I had that other clip of that woman who said, I'll find it. I must have taken it out. There was a woman who, she was a migrant worker who was a domestic, I don't want to say servant, a domestic employee. And her employer they had smelt something. So, the young girl said, we need to get out of here. I smell smoke. And the woman was like, no, go outside and check it out. So the girl had to leave the building and go outside in order to see that there was actually a fire in the building nearby.
Well, our next guest is counting herself as lucky tonight because she escaped the fire. Adler Soon lives in one of the 8 buildings that caught fire. She joins us now live. And how are you doing this morning?
Yes, I'm doing fine right now. Thank you.
And tell me about how you escaped from this fire. What happened?
Yeah, it was around 3:05. I was having lunch alone at home with my dog, and I smelled that something was off. So I checked. It wasn't my stove. I opened the front door. I see there is much smoke filled in the corridor. So I just go back inside. I grab my dog, grab my phone and key, and just rush down the stairwell. And we got all the way down to the ground floor. But the people ahead of us, they turned back, and they told us the exit was it was filled with fire. The fire was too intense, and we couldn't go through.
Oh God!
And so we had to turn around and go to the opposite side, and there was another stairwells with the second exit. It was cleared, and we finally got out. The firefighters were already there, and I could see some burning debris and scraps of clothes, the green clothes on the scaffolding, and it was dropping from above. And there are already a few fire trucks and police car around the court. So I think it would be safe. Then I left the court, but when I turned back around, the fire was so big, it was already on top of the building. So I was very lucky to be still here and alive with my dog and my family.
And I did find, because I did see, Burden said, I saw the video taken with a cell phone that seemed to have started recording when the fire had just started. It was on the first floor, but I don't know how easily we could determine which of the buildings it was. So I did do a Google search as I started that video. And this article says, this is from Times Now World. Did worker smoking a cigarette cause Hong Kong apartment fire? Viral video explained. I was hoping that they would have the video. So here, these buildings actually look very close together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All 8 are in this photo. Let's see. The cause of the city's deadliest blaze in decades remains under investigation, though speculation intensified online after a viral video appeared to show maintenance workers smoking on site. The widely circulated clip alleges that a worker dropped a lit cigarette after noticing the camera, prompting social media users to claim it triggered the fire. Authorities have not supported this claim, and no official cause has been identified. All right, so let's see. Let's go to X. I think you can see it better here. Pause. Share this instead. Oh, goody. I hear one of my cats puking. Fantastic. Oh, so then it just stops. So this girl says something to him. He looks, but I don't see him drop the cigarette. I mean, maybe some of the ashes. Huh. Is that the one that you saw, Burden? So it says, the disaster has renewed scrutiny of Hong Kong's traditional bamboo scaffolding. All 8 towers at Wang Fu Court were shrouded in bamboo scaffolding and green protective netting for ongoing renovations, which allowed flames to spread rapidly when the blaze broke out. Government officials added that falling bamboo debris further fueled the fire. Preliminary findings indicate the blaze began in protective netting on the lower floors before racing upward, accelerated by highly flammable foam boards. On Friday, 8 people associated with the renovation project, including scaffolding subcontractors, engineering consultants, and project managers, were arrested by the Independent Commission Against Corruption. Separately, police said the fire may have resulted from, quote, grossly negligent construction work involving unsafe materials. While early testing showed the mesh met flame retardant standards, investigators discovered windows had been sealed with foam installed during maintenance. Okay, so that was a change from what I had initially read. So the netting did meet flame retardant standards, but the foam boards, I guess, maybe shouldn't have been there. Authorities have not yet verified the viral cigarette theory and have not determined an official cause. Early findings indicate the fire started in protective netting and spread through the bamboo scaffolding and foam boards, and police say a construction firm's negligence may have contributed to the rapid spread and high death toll. Oh, it was a different video. Okay. So I'll see if I can find that one. And you said first floor. Okay.
We were looking at some of your pictures as you were speaking, and I should let our viewers know, we know that the audio is not perfect, but this is such an important story and interview. We want to continue to talk to our guest who escaped the fire. You know, people often warn that one of the things that people need to avoid when there is a fire is panic. That panic during an attempted escape can make things even worse. How did people deal with the smoke and the fire as you and others were exiting the building?
Yeah, at that time, there are many elderly people and a young child with me when I was escaping the building. At least I didn't panic much. I just knew that I had to get out of the building, and we knew we couldn't take the elevator.
Right, and I was just thinking about that. In that case, you have a lot of elderly people who lived in these buildings. The elevators were not in service, so some of them may not have been able to use the stairs in order to get out.
And we know we have to get our phone and keys, and this is where we were educated through our entire education. So, but you know, most of the elderly people are not really capable of walking down the stairs, so we just need to help each other to get down. But I think because the window, the whole court was going through renovations, and all of our windows were like blocked by foam block, so we cannot really see what was happening at the time. And I knew that many windows were sealed at the time, many of us cannot see what is happening outside the door. We didn't even know there is a fire until I smelled that, and the fire alarm never go.
Look at that. So this is just to pause quickly. This is another one that I saw. This is from the New York Times. Footage shows early stages of Hong Kong inferno. This is about a minute. So it says bamboo scaffolding that encased the towers caught fire, which quickly spread to higher floors. Wow. A witness said flames had reached the top of the building by the time he saw the first firefighters arrive. And I don't know how long that was. Right, and this is where initially authorities said they suspected the green netting, which is required to be non-combustible, did not meet safety standards. Yeah, I know, Grandma Sherry. Super terrifying. So in this video, like at the beginning, this does look like it's towards the. This looks like the ground because there's the construction fence, and then someone says it's a fire. And you can see like the embers are just pouring down. I mean, that's a pretty big fire right there. Hey, citizen, how are you? Okay, this is the one that you saw. Makes you wonder. I mean, it could have even been a spark from a power tool, depending on what they were doing, or maybe someone was smoking, or I don't know. But whatever it was, hundreds of people are now dead because of poor decisions.
So it really depends on how were we aware of the fire. We were all depends on ourselves at the time.
Yeah, so just a quick note of clarification so that I understand. Did you say that the fire alarm where you were didn't go off and you only knew about this fire because you smelled the smoke?
Yes, the fire alarm never goes off. I only can smell that because my window were not sealed. One of it was opened, so the smell came out. I came in from the window, so I knew there was a fire. But I have heard my neighbor complain that most of their windows were fully sealed and blocked by the film board that was used to protect the glass of the window from the renovation. So they could not open the window, and therefore they cannot smell the fire.
Right. Where are you now? Where are you staying this morning?
I was very lucky. I am very lucky. We are staying in another apartment in Tai Po. I think it is owned by our family friend.
You know that there's still a lot of people who are missing, unaccounted for, and some of them maybe right now are in the towers hoping that firefighters get to them. How are you feeling about that?
Yes, I am very devastated, and I hope they will be rescued soon. I know they still haven't put out the fire yet, but I know everyone, especially the firefighters, they're really working very hard. They have working continuously for nearly 20 hours now. So I hope they will all be fine eventually. And I'm very grateful that most of us are still okay now, and we have a place to stay now.
Well, we're happy that you managed to get out. We appreciate you speaking with us, and we're all thinking about those who may still be awaiting rescue at this hour. Adler Soon lives in one of the 8 buildings that caught fire. Thank you very much.
So sad. Oh, look at her puppy. And it did start around, I think it was 1 o'clock, they said. So most people, people that weren't elderly were at work. But before, Burden just shared a video with me that I think we're going to just take a look at just a little bit of it because it's about 15 minutes long. But let me just look to see if there's any other updates. Let's see. All right, so 24 minutes ago. Oh, what does this say? So it says death toll rises to 128, which it was before. 8 have been arrested. Oh, 8 more have been arrested, meaning a total of 11. And Hong Kong firefighters have found dozens more bodies in a high-rise complex after a massive fire engulfed 7 buildings. 200 are still listed as missing. Okay, so I'm gonna share the link to this video. We're just gonna watch a little bit of it, so definitely go and check out Jeff Ostroff. We're just gonna take a look at a little bit of this, and then you can head over, give it a like. So let's see, let me see. He's got chapters. Let's see what the chapters are. So introduction to Hong Kong fires, where the apartment complex block is located. Origin of Hong Kong fire. Okay, so that's what I want to know. So we're just going to watch.
So we have this.
We're just going to watch this little bit here. And this looks like it is similar to the video that the New York Times had shown, where you can see the construction fence here, and then there was like that landing or something. So we're just going to watch a little bit of this.
Eyewitness video here, and if this is indeed of that building, you can see the flames at the bottom of the building. So something definitely started there on the first floor, and it looks like it's quickly catching the green tarpaulin material on fire. And so see, there's a fire that.
Okay, so this was the same view that the New York Times had, and I mean already it's a pretty big fire.
It looks like it's at a doorway or something there, but see, you can see a lot of that bamboo scaffolding there, but just look how fast the flames are just leaping up on the outside of this building there. So we're going to watch it here, and just you can see that the buildings actually stood no chance at all. This looks like you got first firemen showing up here right now on the scene, and they're probably not equipped to deal with this because it'll be out of control before they know it. So look, now it's already leaped up in just a few seconds we've been talking. Look at this. Probably up about 100 feet already, at least 10 stories.
Holy crap, look at that.
From the bottom of this building.
So just in, let's see, it was 1:39. So a minute it jumped that much. Right, because here you can see it's just right here. It's just in this little area.
Bottom of the building. So something definitely started there on the first floor.
Okay, but you could see some of it here. So you can see a little bit of fire up here.
And it looks like it's quickly catching the green tarpaulin material on fire. And so, see, there's a fire that looks like it's at a doorway or something there. But see, you can see a lot of that bamboo.
Right, so this, oops, shoot, I didn't mean to do that. It does look like it started somewhere, I would assume. I mean, I could be wrong, but the fact that the flames were going up tells you that it started somewhere.
There's a fire that looks like it's at a
hopefully there's other videos that possibly will show
doorway or something there. But see, you can see a lot of that bamboo scaffolding there. But just look how fast the flames are just leaping up on the outside of this building there. So we're going to watch it here, and just you can see that the buildings actually stood no chance at all. So it looks like you got first firemen showing up here right now on the scene, and they're probably not equipped to deal with this because it'll be out of control before they know it. So look, now it's already leaped up in just a few seconds we've been talking. Look at this.
Right, because initially it was only I believe it was a 3-alarm fire, and then it went to a 4 to a 5, and
probably up about 100 feet already, at least 10 stories from the bottom.
Craziness. So definitely check out, again, his name is Jeff Ostroff, and actually I will share his channel link as well. Burden says, oops, the wrong one. This man, Jeff, is really knowledgeable on this topic. Okay, so it says, welcome, fellow do-it-yourself engineers. I'm Jeff Ostroff, making your life easier with detailed weekly videos for do-it-yourself folks with advice on home remodeling, home repairs, how-to videos, engineering disasters, and finding the best tools. And he has been around since September 2006. Oh, he did a video on the Titan implosion video. Okay. All right, so he's actually got a lot of stuff going on here, so definitely check him out. And that is all I have in relation to the Hong Kong fires. I will keep an eye. Oh, actually, maybe not. Actually, I have one more. It looks like I have one more video. Yep, because then we get into the other ones. I forgot about this. So this last video we're going to take a look at is the, no, I don't remember who the heck she was. Oh, she's a journalist. So this is, I believe the news is, it's based out of Saudi Arabia. And so they are talking to a journalist from Hong Kong just to kind of get more information. And this is about.
For more on this, we can now go live to freelance reporter at Hong Kong Free Press, Selena Cheng. Selena, thank you so much for your time this evening and for joining me. Rescue efforts have been called off, but hundreds of people are still missing. What's the latest?
So there's hundreds of people who were reported missing. The authorities are trying to get in touch with them. The expectation is that a lot of them perhaps are not reachable because they're now without phones or haven't replaced their SIM cards. Because fire services and police have already swept the building from top to bottom, so the chances of finding more survivors is quite low. But then it's not in our expectation that the death toll rises dramatically after here. So the moving forward, authorities are doing their investigation, collecting evidence from the buildings. It's a process that could take several weeks before the residents could even go back to inspect their affairs and their apartments.
More people have been arrested over the deadly fire. That brings the total number to 8. What more do we know about these arrests?
Like, that is insanity to me.
Multiple agencies are conducting their investigations at the same time, including police and the anti-graft agency, the ICAC in Hong Kong. The 8 people arrested by the anti-graft agency are connected with the contractors or the subcontractors. There are no charges pressed right now, so we do not.
I'm still really. The word impressed isn't a good word to use in this situation, but I'm very surprised that none of the buildings collapsed.
Know the exact nature of their arrest, but the people arrested have been brought to their offices where authorities seized boxes of documents and records for their investigation. So more will come to light in the coming days, I believe.
Selina, Hong Kong's worst fire in many, many years happened despite numerous complaints from residents about their safety. Do we know any more about what caused this deadly blaze in Hong Kong?
So the initial eyewitness video showed quite clearly that the fire started at the lower floors at the exterior of one of the buildings in the areas close to the scaffolding. The exact cause is still very much under investigation. Initial speculation indicated that maybe the meshing around the scaffolding may have been substandard.
And to me, just on this angle, these 2 buildings look like they were the most damaged. Granted, it could be, the front of the other buildings, but these 2 in particular seem the most damaged.
Or were not fireproof. However, there were also information saying that the windows, many of the windows at the buildings were sealed with styrofoam boards to prevent loose materials from breaking the glass during the construction, and that material is flammable. A third factor is that many of the alarm systems in the buildings were not activated during the fire. So it's appears to be a complex situation where many things may have failed at the same time. So these kind of large renovation projects in Hong Kong are highly contentious because of the sort of past records of price fixing and corruption involved in the building committees along with the contractors. So people are very angry and they're demanding answers. It's something that will take a long time to investigate to find out what were the systematic failures that happened, at every level leading to such a high casualty.
And I just saw the little window pop up. So Al Arabiya is funded in whole or in part by the Saudi government. So I was correct. I remembered correctly, I should say.
And also, what happens now? Are authorities stepping in to help those residents who have been left homeless? Are they giving funds? Because what you've just described to me is what sounds like the mood has almost turned to anger.
Yeah, in recent years, the political situation in Hong Kong has been quite tense since 2020. And so we are now 10 days out from the largest election in the city in 5 years, an election that may be quite unpopular. So authorities, they have promised cash handouts to all of the affected families, and also cash handouts to those who've lost family members. At the same time, a lot of these people are now housed in temporary shelters. The government has coordinated to have them move into other types of transitional housing.
And I think, though, too, these people left with the clothes they were wearing. Maybe they were able to grab a few things as they were leaving to evacuate. But housing is one thing, but getting them, just basic necessities that they'll need, hopefully there's a huge humanitarian effort that is happening, and I just haven't seen.
because it looks like they will not be able to return to their permanent homes for a good period of time. As I said before, the kind of renovation projects and owners housing committee have been a contentious issue that the government hasn't been able to thoroughly fix in the past decades. And this is also very much linked to the district politics. So naturally, people get very angry because they see that this is a long-standing problem, and many alerts have been raised, many complaints, many people tried to turn around situation, including in this very housing estate. The emotions are running high in the city, on social media, and in the public discussion, in the public discourse.
Selina Cheng, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Okay, so I just went to Google to see how to help. Oh, and I totally forgot about the New York Times. Let's go here and just see what they have going on their site. So it says, trapped for 2 hours in a burning tower, one resident's account. In his own words, William Lee, a resident of the Hong Kong apartment complex that became an inferno, recounted how he and 2 neighbors survived until help arrived. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. William Lee had no idea there was a fire ripping through his building when it started on Wednesday afternoon. There were no fire alarms and no signs of smoke inside his apartment. Then he got a call from his wife, who heard about the blaze while she was at work. "You need to go," she said. Mr. Lee, 40, has lived in the Wang Fu Court complex since he was born. He knew the building's layout like the back of his hand, but escaping was far from simple. Mr. Lee and 2 neighbors were trapped in his apartment for more than 2 hours before they were rescued by firefighters. Mr. Lee, a father of 2, wrote about his ordeal in a Facebook post that has resonated with thousands of people in Hong Kong as the city responds to the deadliest blaze in decades. "We spoke by phone after he was released following 2 days in the hospital." Let me go to Facebook and see. Facebook does translate, so let's see. Oh my God, oh my gosh, let me show you all this. I would be freaking out. And I will read what he wrote, but this is a photo that he took from his, I would assume that was his apartment or possibly a neighbor's. But you can see the glow of the fire. I would freak out. Actually, before I start reading it, I think the New York Times might actually... Oh no, it's a little bit different. Okay. And of course, this is Facebook translation. So it says, "I was resting at home on the day of the incident when I called my wife to notify the fire. I immediately changed clothes and ready to go out the door. Just the moment I opened the door, it was dark in front of me. Smoke swallowed me up. I tried to turn on the flashlight function on my phone, but I couldn't reach out. I couldn't breathe. I closed the door and went home immediately. Seems a little overwhelmed. When I spoke to my wife again, she was already in sadness. I asked her, could I escape if I tried to I asked her, could I escape if I tried to run out at the escape door and run to the lobby? She said the lobby has turned into a sea of fire. At this moment, I knew the last way to life was cut off. I will be imprisoned in this purgatory called home. I can only wait helplessly and passively, waiting for rescue. I calmed down and found the towels in my house as much as possible. Suddenly, I heard a shout in the hallway outside the door. I took a wet towel and rushed out without hesitation. Less than 10 seconds, my eyes were not keeping eye water. My throat was feeling hot. This moment I was sure if I didn't get the people out of the hallway, they were in this harsh environment, the consequences would be unimaginable. I touched the wall of the hallway and cried, "Come here." Now I touch his body and immediately pull them back home. I'm relieved and I feel like I'm not alone. Less than a minute in this hallway, I feel bad. So it feels like being surrounded by smoke. I found the towel in the house for this couple, gave them water. They were all thin and wearing slippers. It would be inconvenient to escape. I put on them socks and shoes, put on pants and good hats, and told them if it was really emergency, we tried to jump out the window. We are on the second floor. It should be possible. I settled this couple in the room and had a good rest. Tell them, don't worry, we won't die. Then I sat quietly by the window, staring through the glass and looking out at the countless burning debris, like black snowflakes mixed with Mars, falling from the sky. Like a desperate rain, the scene is suffocating. There are so many things in life that I can't control. I can't control the gathering of fate, the ups and downs of fate, the departure of loved ones. I always thought that at least I could control my body, control where I went, and at least in the last minute, I could fight for my life and death. But this time, even this last control was ruthlessly taken away by the fire. Survive or die. This ultimate philosophical proposition has never been so concrete and so concrete. The answer, but not in my hands. And again, this is a Facebook translation. I picked up my phone, told someone I thought important. My mother in a foreign country called me after she knew about it. I calmly told her, don't worry, the firemen helped me. I'm doing it. I don't talk to you about me, and I'm going first. The moment the line was closed, there were tears in my eyes. It seemed like a little bit of death feeling. I kept hearing explosions coming out. The scene was burning in front of me. This moment I thought I would stay here forever. But I saw the firemen by the window. I kept waving and using the flash. Around 4 o'clock, the firemen saw me and told me they were planning to save people. I knew they must be doing their best to rescue. Since I was safe, I should have waited. I keep waiting. This total powerlessness is more suffocating than smoke. I can just sit here. The couple at home started to have a little asthma. After all, we had been stuck in the house for hours, and even a breath of fresh air was a luxury. Until 6 p.m., the firemen drove up the ladder and told us they would get us out one by one now. The wife let me leave first. I said to her, I'm a little bit more. I can bear it a little longer. You guys leave first. She asked me to take good care of her husband, help him get out the window, and then sat on the ladder to leave when they all left smoothly. Once again, only myself in this house. This moment I'm cool thinking, what the hell can I take away? Had a waste of food, a model of oil sprayed at night, a limited edition super alloy with a happy collection, all kinds of luxury brands, toys kids love, things wives value. I want to take everything, but I can't take anything away. I wasted the time I could pack more items while I was still looking around the mess around, as if making a final goodbye to the home, and finally wanting to thank the firefighters for risking their lives to get us out. At the moment, I am observing in the hospital. I was very anxious when I was in the hospital. When I was leaving the hospital, I want to go home soon. When the girl asked me if I was in a hurry to get out of the hospital, I shook my head and kept silent. Can I still go home? 1 second. Sorry, I haven't talked this much in a while. My throat is failing me. The most violent way of this fire made me understand that in the face of impermanence, we are never masters, just temporary, vulnerable fishermen. Though the times are tough, our spirit is tougher. Let's heal and rebuild together. Scary, scary stuff. Okay. Burden says he has a wonderful way with his words, vividly describing his experience. I agree. And granted, the Facebook translation probably wasn't the best, but it was very eloquent, if I do say so myself. So it looks like the New York Times also translated, and it says at 3:02 p.m. is when he got a call from his wife stating, "There's a fire, you need to go." Actually, they got it. Facebook did actually a pretty good. So the couple that he found were in their 60s. It says, I led them through the smoke back to my apartment using the wall to trace my steps. It says, so the reporter had asked this man, why were you there? Were there other people in the corridor? They explained that the window in their unit had burst into flames, so they rushed out into the hallway. There, they heard a domestic worker calling out for an elderly woman she was caring for. Then suddenly the voice stopped. After living here for 40 years, I know the building's layout well. There are 2 sets of staircases on every floor. And I just realized I'm not sharing this. Sorry about that. One goes down to the lobby, and there's another set of back stairs. My neighbor said the back door was usually locked. Well, that's not good. So people couldn't get out? My wife, who was now standing in front of the building, said the lobby was already engulfed in flames. My friends told me to call the police. I called 999 and they transferred me to the firefighters. I told them what floor I was on and in which unit. They said, okay, we'll arrange for someone to come and rescue you. One firefighter told me to stay close to the ground and preserve my energy. From our window, we could see the fire hoses pointed at the higher floors. We waved at the firefighters, but they couldn't see us. At first, we were calm. I spoke to the couple's daughter on the phone and tried to reassure her. We'll find a way out. We won't die. This is firefighters as seen from Mr. Lee's window. Wow. That's so scary. I know. Oh my gosh. Hey, Cuddle, how are you? I started to smell the smoke and the stench of something burning. The couple who had been resting in my bedroom came outside and said the polystyrene foam surrounding the window had caught fire. At that moment, I really thought I might die. I share a bedroom with my wife and 2 kids. There are 3 mattresses in there and lots of blankets. I knew that if the window burst, the fire would spread quickly. I started calling and texting my friends on WhatsApp to say goodbye. I told them to help me look out for my family. We started flashing our lights at the firefighters and caught their attention. I pointed to the window that was on fire. They immediately directed the fire hoses at the window and put out the fire. Thank goodness. At first, they struggled to get the fire ladder to our unit. The scaffolding was in the way and debris was falling from higher floors. A little after 5 p.m., they finally got to our window. The woman told me to go first, but I said, no, you go first. I am younger. She was rescued first, then her husband. For a few minutes, I was waiting alone in the apartment. It felt really somber. I looked around to see what I could take with me. I wanted to bring everything, but I couldn't bring anything. The window was very narrow, just enough space for one person to slide out diagonally. Once outside, Mr. Lee documented some of the rescue efforts. So this was after he had been rescued, what he saw. I grabbed my wife's watch and some cash and stuffed them into my bag. I rushed outside and climbed onto the ladder. The firefighter told me to crouch down and hold my head down because of the falling debris. Once I was on the ladder, I felt like time slowed down. I was sad to leave my home behind. I was drenched from the fire hoses and felt very cold. It felt like the sky was falling. Everything I owned was turning to dust. I felt a rush of emotions. Once I got down to the ground, the firefighters put us to one side and gave us some Pocari, a sports drink. All the roads were blocked, so the ambulances couldn't come to where we were. The firefighter said we could walk out on our own. The couple and I exchanged numbers and parted ways. I went to buy some new clothes and reunited with my family. My kids were crying a lot. All their toys were gone. So sad. Look at that. So the latest, so just to sum up, I think I'm going to save the other stories for either a short or the next time I go live. But just to summarize, as of now, 128 have been confirmed dead. At least 200 are still unaccounted for. Dozens, upwards of 100 have been injured. Let's see if there's anything in here that... So Mr. Tang, who is Mr. Tang? So Mr. Tang is Hong Kong's Secretary of Security. Said rescuers had pulled out more than 100 bodies from the complex, but some remains were still inside the site. Only 39 have been identified. And we had said how DNA will have to be used. Let's see, what photos does the New York Times have? Friday. So that was today. This is what it looks like today. And how that little building, I mean, it could have some damage, but these little buildings seem pretty clean. Oh, there's that. We saw that in one of the videos we watched. A notice seeking information about a missing girl and a helper. Some of the residents displaced by the fire. Here's the fire station. And as I had said at the beginning of the live, one of the firefighters did perish. Another angle. Jeez. You know, and it makes me think, I've been watching videos of these $1 million homes as of late, and one of them was this penthouse at Central Park Tower, and it is like the tallest building and I think in the world, actually. And I thought, like, what would happen if there was an emergency? Like, you wouldn't get out. I couldn't see myself living anywhere this high in the sky. Nope. So this is Thursday, so this was yesterday. On this a video, so you can see the hoses are still spraying the water. Jeez. Injured firefighter. So it says the ladders of 2 fire trucks appeared to reach only about halfway up the sides of the 32-story towers, and the tallest flames were far higher than where the water was being sprayed. Well, yeah, you can see, I mean, there's flames way up here. Here's the water. More than 1,200 firefighters battled to extinguish the blaze. 1,200. And like that one girl had said, you know, they haven't slept in, at that point, 20 hours. They were still trying to put the fire out. Oh, this photo breaks my heart. This man, his wife was in one of these buildings and he couldn't get to her. Holy shoot, that's like a fireball. Look at that. Like the top of the building is right here. That's insanity. Oh, that's it. And I think we're going to end because this is such a sad, I mean, just tragedy. The old movie Towering Inferno spoke to that in the 70s. I've never heard of that, Towering Inferno. But what we'll end in, let me find the video of that Central Park Tower apartment I was talking about. I just want to, and if you're afraid of heights, I would probably not watch. Here it is. Okay, so it looks like I never finished it. Oy vey, I need to finish it. So this place is absolutely gorgeous. I think this is 100. Oh no, I lied. 250 million. So if anybody's got some spare change laying around, this building, and I will share the link to this video because this is a huge channel. But this is what I've been spending most of my time doing, is watching. Oops. Sorry about that. Let me share this tab. I've been watching these types of videos lately. I also watched a video of, I don't remember the name of it now, but it's the most expensive house in France. And I just kept thinking, like, why does somebody need this much space? I don't understand. But this is the highest, well, most expensive and highest penthouse in the world. It is in Central Park Tower. So it's 3 floors. The 3rd floor is just a ballroom and a chef's kitchen. This is gorgeous. Let me see. I wanted to see if they showed the actual building, like to see how high it is. It's insane. And then we'll just watch a little bit of the video. Maybe here. Like, yeah, no. Oh, here we go. We'll watch this part. Look at this balcony. I would be freaking out, or I should say terror.
What an amazing outdoor space on the 131st floor of this building.
131st floor. 131st. Hey, Nanny, how are you?
Elevation, views around us, and how quiet it is up here is just hard to explain. It's so peaceful. You're above the city. You're
131 floors above the city.
10-foot triple pane glass railing throughout to make the space more comfortable and safe. That's Central Park right there.
I mean, I will say the view is spectacular.
To the city around you. I mean, it's fantastic. It's hard to explain what it feels like to walk this terrace and enjoy the city. I'm out of words.
Yeah, this is incredible. This is definitely unlike anything we've ever seen. I would have thought it would be like windy or something up here, but it's so quiet.
And so that was just that. Okay, here it is at night. This might give a little bit more sense.
Where you come from. From up here, it feels as if each light below were a small dream, representing the hopes and ambitions of every person who calls New York their home.
No, thank you.
But New York is more than just a city. Across the world, it is a symbol of opportunity, freedom,
Like you're
and liberty.
You're higher than the second highest building. Like,
as you walk through its streets, you can feel its energy, its cultural texture, and its never-ending, relentless spirit.
But
New York represents possibility, hard work.
And here it is. Look at that. And this is the penthouse right here. Where those lights are. I don't know what's above that. Like, I don't know what's up here. I would assume, I don't know. But just gorgeous. So definitely check this out, because this, oh, here it is in the day. Yeah, 3 floors. 3 floors. And the ballroom is where that outdoor terrace is. Let me see. Like, look at this stairwell. Just absolutely gorgeous. So this is what I've been doing in my spare time, is watching these types of videos. Yeah, right? 131 floors. I've just seen a clip of it the other day. Haven't seen details yet. About this apartment. I would love to do a live just watching these with you guys, because I mean, it's nice watching it, you know, by myself, but having other people like watch it with me would be so good. Like, this kitchen, I think this was like the smaller part of the kitchen. Here's the other side. Like, just the dishwasher. So the dishwasher, here's the dishwasher right here. And he's like, watch this. And you just like tap it and it opens. It's like a touch dishwasher. Let's see. We're just going to go through this a little bit and look at we'll do some still photos just to end the live. Hey, Oki, how are you? Oh, that was outside. I mean, I will say it is gorgeous. And maybe you would forget that you're that high in the sky. But then I think, like, although here's a good image. Look at that. That is from the ground looking up. And the penthouse is here where my cat is. Around about here. That's where it's at. No. Oh, you're a little afraid of heights? Yeah.
Think so.
All right, let's see what else. Oh, here's he was talking about, this is like an auger. Is that what it's called? An auger that helps keep the building stable. I think that's what he called it. Oh, here, this the closet. Let me go back a little bit.
Screening room within the...
Oh, here's the screening room. So, you know, if you can just have a few friends over. That's what I was wondering. I might go, I'll go to the website and see. Oh, here's the bathroom. Look at this. Like, just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Well, that's the toilet. That's not, I was looking for the shower. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. It's like a whole room. That's probably the size of my entire bathroom, the shower. Let's see. But yeah, so $250 million will get you.
Once again, I'm sorry, we keep talking about Central Park, but
here's the bedroom.
padded back
master
wall.
bedroom.
And
the master bedroom is probably as big as my house. So let me go Central Park Tower. Let's see if they have a map or something. Availability. All right, let's see. Oh, here we go. 110. Residence 110. So is that the floor number, I wonder? $47.9 million. Estimated common charges, so I would think that's kind of like homeowners, maybe 13,000. Estimated monthly taxes, just about 18,000. Let's see the floor plan. So, Caudle, that is like a movie theater inside your house. Wow. Look, that is humongous. 7,000 square feet. All right, so let's see. Oh, I didn't even show you. I didn't realize. So here is, so floors 110 to 125 are residences. And then you have the penthouse, though, at 131. Oh, so this is showing you. So this is this part of the building. So each floor, I would assume, is an apartment. Like, that is humongous. All right, so let's go back over here. You think they'd have like a directory or something. Let's see, explore. Tower, residences. Let's see, let's go here. Please scroll. Like, that is nuts. Look how tall that is. Here's the rest of the city. Oh, there's another one. This one, actually, this building on the right, that one, I just watched a video of a home there, which is stunning as well. This is all on Billionaires Row, which speaks for itself. Oh yeah, so here's this. This is Central Park Tower, the tallest. Then you have this one and this one, and then the rest of the city. It is 1,550 feet tall. So lobby. Okay, that's weird. It doesn't tell you. I guess it's very secretive. Inquire. No. Films. Central Park Club, Billionaires Beach Club. Lots of stuff going on. So that is all I've got. I figured we'd end on that because we were, with the Hong Kong tragedy, the high rise, and then it made me think of Central Park Tower, which is still, I mean, what happens in that situation? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, then again, there are probably sprinkler systems. It appears that it's possible that these towers in Hong Kong did not have sprinkler systems. Oh, and I just Googled, I was looking for Central Park Tower directory. And as per Google, there is no publicly available Central Park Tower directory due to its nature as a luxury residential building with private residents. However, the building's official website lists available residences, their square footage, and prices. Well, I wanted to know the floor directory. Oh, here, let's see what this says. So before we go. Oh, this is where I just was, and it didn't say anything about... Oh, here, architecture. Maybe this is where I needed to go. Nope. Oh, wait, maybe this... Okay, I just saw on Google, they had where... Oh my gosh, this thing is going to drive me nuts. Okay, so it says there are a total of 179 condos. Oh, here, let's see what Wikipedia says. So here it says it has 98 above ground stories and 3 basement stories, although the top story is numbered 136. Okay, so it's because the one we just watched was the 131st floor. Well, 3 floors. I was going to see if they had like... Okay, so here it says the residential portion of the tower contains 179 condos spanning on average 5,000 square feet. There are also amenity spaces on floors 14 through 16, as well as a private club on floor 100. All right, so they have amenities. But it doesn't really say... So I guess it's all residences. I thought maybe there were other things there. Oh, what's going on with my... There we go. Rhonda says, I love New York City. I was there for 2 weeks in 1982. Gosh, you better get back. I used to go to the city every summer. I take the train, and I haven't been there in a few years. So I don't think I've been there since before COVID. So I definitely need to get back down there. But I'm at my 2 hours, so I want to thank everyone for being here. I do appreciate it. If you have not hit the like, please do so on your way out. If you aren't subscribed, you're just watching, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell, set notifications to all, although YouTube is a little sporadic when it comes to that. And if you are watching on the replay, #replay. And until next time, y'all, I will see you on the flip side.
You have one shot on stage, what you got to play. Generic drops for days, still the people rage. Am I not insane? Can you stop and explain why these drops are so lame? Is money buying you fame? I'm fucking on, I'm killing it with this song. You haters can sing along or go back where you belong. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with giving up, moving on. Cause I took your girl to prom, she can't help but sing this song. Till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out, can't shut my mouth, till the smoke clears out, and my high progress. I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse. Till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out, can't shut my mouth, till the smoke clears out, and my high progress. I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse. So on like a light switch, flirting back. There's nothing wrong with the way that she's working that. I just want that body bad, come on baby, bring it back. I'm so gone, faded off a 30 rack. She's so on like a light switch, flirting back. There's nothing wrong with the way that she's working that. I just want that body bad, come on baby, bring it back. I rap with a passion, yeah, I got it in me. I've been waiting quite a long time for y'all to hear me. It's about damn time you put some stock into me. You're either sponsoring me or fucking bothering me. And the fact is, we just practice on this madness. That is why your status is like a canvas. Chances our advancement is enhancing, and this new expansion's like a mansion. Comes off till the lights go out, till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out. And my high progress, I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse. Till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out. And my high progress, I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse.